Well, I said to you we'd have a little bit of royalty here tonight. Well, here he is. We'll name him up front, the great Lleyton Hewitt. By the time Lleyton Hewitt took control of his own destiny, it was effort, determination and achievement on an entirely different level. I've known this young man forever. He could play. He was determined to make the most of his crack at history. There was not much of him. He was only as big as a wine glass. But in November 2001, Lleyton became the youngest male in the modern era to be ranked #1 in the world. 20 years and 8 months. Imagine it. The best tennis player in the world before your 21st birthday. He won 30 singles titles throughout his career. His wins include the 2001 US Open, where he absolutely flogged Pete Sampras and then beat Nalbandian to win Wimbledon in 2002. He won back-to-back Tennis Masters Cup titles, and he won the Davis Cup for Australia, magnificent fighter, in 1999 and 2003, a giant in the world of tennis. Well, why am I telling you this? He was nominated today for the ballot of the International Tennis Hall of Fame. He's part of what's called the Class of 2021, and you can contribute here. There are 5 players on the ballot, no limit to how many can get in. They aren't competing against one another. We're going to do our bit to make sure this young man gets in. He looks fit enough to enter a tournament tomorrow. He's on the line via Zoom from lockdown in Melbourne. Lleyton, haven't talked to you for ages. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Alan. Thanks for having me, mate.
Not at all. What do you think? What do you think when your name's considered for the International Tennis Hall of Fame?
Yeah, you really have to pinch yourself. It's not something that you think about too much when you start off or when you're actually on tour playing either. You're really just sort of taking it 1 year at a time and chasing those majors and the Davis Cup success. And I was very fortunate, as you said, to have a lot of success at the early stage of my career. But I did play, 20 Australian Opens then, and now
20
my last
Australian
title.
Opens.
Yeah, my last title was actually in Newport as well at the Hall of Fame Championships back in 2014. So it's a pretty special place for me, and to be a nomination now for the 2021 class, it's a massive thrill.
Well, now, hang on. Let's get some perspective here. How old were you? I mean, Andre Agassi was one of the all-time greats, Pete Sampras. How old were you when you beat Agassi in Adelaide?
I was 16 at the time. I got a late wildcard entry into the Adelaide tournament. And for me, it was just a dream. And I ended up playing one of my good mates, another fellow Australian, Scott Draper, in the first round. And so that was my first ever win against Scotty in straight sets, that first round of the Adelaide tournament. Then I got the opportunity. I kept winning and got to play Andre Agassi. And I was still living, obviously, as a 16-year-old with my parents at West Lakes in Adelaide there. And on my bedroom wall, I still had posters of Andre Agassi, and I had to go out and play him in the semi-finals of the Adelaide International. So, to be honest, I just wanted to go out there and win a few games.
How good's young Cruz? Young Cruz, how good is he?
Cruz is going okay.
How
he
old
loves
is he
his
now?
tennis. He's 11 at the moment. He loves it. He's improved a lot. He still loves Australian rules football as well that he plays, but he's a big fan of Dominic Thiem, so he was thrilled to see Dominic win his first major only a couple of weeks ago at the US Open.
Yeah. What about lockdown? What's it all mean? I mean, you're still captain of the Davis Cup side. Is that interfering with preparation? Will there be a Davis Cup? Will you be playing?
Yeah, the Davis Cup's been postponed, so it's not going to be this year. As you know, the event has changed, so it's become like a World Cup of tennis, and it's played in November in Madrid. But that got cancelled a couple of months ago. We're going to stay in the same group, though. So we play against Croatia and Hungary, but now it's just been postponed to November 2021. Obviously, we've got some young up-and-coming players, and I feel like over the next 3 to 5 years, we can really push to try and get through to a Davis Cup final and hopefully win one of the things. Yeah,
where's young Kokkinakis? I mean, you've got Nick Kyrgios, but where's Kokkinakis? He can play.
Yeah, no, he's actually here in Melbourne at the moment. So one of the fortunate things is as a professional here in Melbourne, the boys can still go to the tennis centre and train in a safe environment there. So they can still put in their hours. I've been in there most days during the week as well. And he's playing. He's had a lot of injuries, though, Tanasi. But it'll be fantastic if he can get his body right and hopefully start 2021 with a bang.
Absolutely. Now, look, let's get to this International Tennis Hall of Fame. I'm talking to our viewers now. There are 5 players on the ballot. Lleyton, Juan Carlos Ferrero, superb player, Lisa Raymond, Jonas Bjorkman and Sergi Bruguera, magnificent hardcourt player. Now, after today's announcement, there's a voting phase. There's a fan vote from the 1st of October to the 25th of October. We'll be reminding you at a website, vote.tennisfame.com. Vote.tennisfame.com. I'm encouraging you to log on and vote. There's also an official voting group vote. Tennis media and historians and all those Blazer Brigade all vote. And to be inducted, a nominee has got to get a score of 75% or more affirmative votes. And that number is comprised of results from the official voting group and a bonus percentage points earned in the fan vote. So there you are. We want to make sure Lleyton makes the cut, so it's vote.tennisfame.com, vote.tennisfame.com, and results are announced early next year, typically during the Australian Open. Lleyton, just before you go, this Dominic Thiem, what do you make of him winning the US Open? He can play, can't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He's one of the hardest workers on tour. So it's no surprise for a lot of the people, the insiders on the ATP tour, that he's done so well. He was probably seen 3 to 5 years ago as really a clay court specialist, but he's actually added different dimensions to his game now. So he looks to come forward a lot more. He uses his slice backhand extremely well. He's very fit. So over 5 sets in the Grand Slams, it really suits his game as well. And he's going to be a force to reckon with in the next 5 years. He's got plenty of more majors in him. He'll be one of the favourites to try and knock off Rafa at the French Open in a week's time.
Absolutely. Now, listen, you belong in the International Tennis Hall of Fame. I've known you for a long time. We're very proud of you. Good luck as you continue your career as a coach and a mentor of the young players. Still plenty of chapters, I think, to be written in the story of Lleyton Hewitt. So, love to Beck and the family.
Thanks so much for your support over the years, Alan. Really appreciate it, mate.
Not at all. Lovely fella. Now, you can vote for him to be named, Lleyton, in the International Tennis Hall of Fame. I repeat, vote.tennisfame.com.